the month of May went better for the San Francisco Giants than the month of April. In the month of April, the Giants looked terrible. The team in the month of April, I hope, never returns to the Giants ever. But in the month of May, the Giants looked better. They didn't finish off strong, but they looked better. To start off the month of May, the Giants beat the Dodgers. They won their one of the series against the Dodgers, but were swept the next game. With multiple problems, and in that series against the Reds, you saw the team that played a lot of the games in April. But to end the series against the Mets, the next series against the Mets, they ended up winning, and you saw the Giants of old, the Giants who could make comebacks, and although they brought torture to you and heart attacks, you loved that team because you knew that team could pull it off. They would lose the next game to the Reds, but they got their stuff together, winning the next 3 games, and one of those being a 17-inning game where Buster Posey finally ended it, and even his face said, "Finally, it's over." And the Giants got their stuff together. They would win the next couple series. Not being able to close the next 2 series, not being able to close the season finale against those 2 series, losing 6-1 against the Dodgers, and then losing 8-3. But the other games, you saw the Giants. You were like, yep, we're good with those guys. They're getting it back together. But then they met the Cubs, and the old saying in baseball, sometimes it's not, how does it go? It's not when you play them, or something like that. And it makes a bunch of sense. Some teams aren't playing good, but when you're playing them and they're hot, you don't want to really play them that much. But you could say that series against the Cubs was a bit of a hiccup. And it was. They took the next series. But to end the month of May, the Giants got swept. There was nothing we could do about it. I mean, we beat the Braves. We won that series against the Braves. But then the Nationals came to town, and the biggest story out of the National Series, Hunter Strickland hitting Bryce Harper. Now, in my opinion, it wasn't intentional, but hey, that's my opinion. Did Bryce Harper need to go out there and do what he did? No! Hunter Strickland didn't have to go out there and hit him with the pitch. But Harper could have been the bigger man and said, I don't have to go out there. But instead, he did. Harper's the villain here. And Strickland's now suspended for 6 games while Harper gets 3. Now, is that fair? But enough on what happened. Bottom line is, the Giants could not win a single game in that series. And it was against a bunch of guys who had a bunch of ownage on them. Gio Gonzalez, Tanner Roark, and Max Scherzer. Now, the one silver lining was the call-up of Orlando Calixte. In that second game of the series against the Nationals, Calixte had a couple RBIs. Now, the Giants ended up losing that game, but you saw that, hey, maybe it's a possibility. The problem in left is close to being solved. Now, the next game, they only put up a run, but pitching has been good for the most part. In the last 6 games, the most runs they've given up have been 7, for the most part. There's another game with 6 games. For the most part, you're looking at this game, you see a 2, you see a 0, a 3, a 1, a 3, a 6, and a 3. The Giants could be getting they could be getting their stuff back together. Now, are they going to get it back together, or is this last series against the Nationals a sign of things to come? Are they going to get back in another swoon? Are they going to have the dreadful June swoon that has tortured the Giants last couple of years? In my opinion, no. I feel like these guys are going to find a way to get it together. And the month of June is going to be a big factor into this Giants season. If the Giants can get going in the month of June, you better watch out. But if they can't get it together, well, there's always 2018. But I'm very confident in this Giants team to turn things around. Hopefully, the month of June is way better then the month of May and April.